wondering how I got into this mix.
What's up, everyone? This is Derrick Broze of the Conscious Resistance Network, and I'm here to tell you, stop paying attention to the Bilderberg Group. So, recently I've realized how little I care about the Bilderberg Group. For those who are uninformed, the Bilderberg Group, the Bilderberg Conference, has been taking place in nations around the world for the last 60, almost 70 years now, I believe. And years ago, the meetings were a lot more private. The public didn't even know that they existed, except for, conspiracy theorists. And the only information that was put out to the public was leaked from reporters and journalists who were just stalking them and tracking them down and trying to leak the agenda of the people who attend the Bilderberg Conference, which includes heads of state from around the world. It includes heads of important media companies and education centers and influential people in different types of professions. So this is what some could say is the New World Order, all these various influential people coming together, meeting in private, and then formulating some kind of plan, some cohesive strategy, and going back to their spheres of influence and pushing that agenda. So for years, plenty of conspiracy researchers and those who are skeptical of globalization in general have paid attention to these meetings, and the Trilateral Commission, the Council on Foreign Relations, and tons of other groups which do have power and do have influence. But I've come to realize how little I actually care about, going to attend these Bilderberg conferences. Years ago, I might have wanted to go there and hang out with all the other activists and bullhorn as the rich people drove by and we yell at them, rah, and release our aggression out. But at the end of the day, it's like you're spending money, maybe if unless you're paying it out of your own pocket, you're still spending your own money to go there just to stand outside of a hotel. Or maybe you're crowdfunding, or maybe this is just you're getting paid to do that. For me, I want to do something more than just standing out there. And I've confronted Henry Kissinger, George Bush, Rand Paul, plenty of other politicians, and I will continue to do that when necessary and when the time serves itself. But for this, we know how the Bilderberg thing goes. They set up a perimeter outside and they push you out away, and for the most part it just seems like activists just get hassled. Yeah, it makes a nice video of, look at us, we're getting harassed by cops and the authorities, and look how horrible they're treating us. But to me, it's kind of to be expected. I mean, and I'm not ragging on anybody. Some of my favorite friends and activists were just out there. Jeff Berwick, who's interviewed me for the Dollar Vigilante, Luke Rutkowski with We Are Change. I've done interviews with him, and he's interviewed me as well. I was on Dan Dick's show recently. These guys are all over there, and that's a part of what they want to cover in their message. My journalism, the focus of my videos is moving more and more towards solutions and less focused on the elite. And that gets me to my last brief point here, is you want to know how to stop the elite? Stop paying attention to them. Obviously we all go through the phase of we need education. In order for people to wake up from the matrix, they have to be educated first. So it's important, and books exist, documentation exists, and it is important for us when we have the opportunity to confront them and say, hey, the people are awake. We know you're making bad decisions that affect the rest of us, and we're not just going to take it. But I believe there are more constructive ways to do that than maybe stand outside the Bilderberg Conference. And also, you can't just do that alone. You have to take action in your own life. You have to get involved in your own community, because we have to recognize that whatever power and influence these individuals have, and yes, they're heads of states, they can launch wars, they can spy on us, they can influence whole generations of college students and propaganda through the media and all these things that are powerful. But we can't forget how powerful we are. Because the moment we start forgetting how awesome, amazing, beautiful, and powerful and free we are, the moment we have allowed them, they, the elite, the Bilderberg Group, the New World Order, the Illuminati to win, whether that means just the idea of authority itself, or some group of individuals taking advantage of the fact that people will yield their own power to a higher authority, what they believe to be a higher authority. Whatever it is, we are trying to oppose those who oppress others and to create a more free world. And to do that, we have to recognize our own power and maybe pay a little less attention to the Bilderberg Group. That's all I got to say. Thanks for listening. You are beautiful. You are free. Peace.